Hi, so today is 27th of June, and right now I'm going to do some technical analysis on few of the companies which I selected in the first part of the analysis using my software that you will find in the upper right hand corner, which actually discusses the name of the companies, and this exactly is the third part of the video, you can say, if you like, जहाँ पे मैं वो सब कंपनीज जिसके बारे में बात किया हूँ उसका टेक्निकल एनालिसिस करके हम देखेंगे कि what would be why first of all is this a breakout trade, a momentum trade हम future में ले सकते हैं कि नहीं for the last week of June. So let's start. The first company in my radar is Cumminsind India. This was also what I had earlier suggested. और Cumminsind India में हम देख सकते हैं कि since March onwards it was in a channel, and right now in the last on a Friday it gave a very good breakout, and that breakout came with sort of a decent volume. So going forward, depending upon the strength of the market and depending how Nifty is going to perform, the way I'm going to the analysis for Nifty will come in the fourth part of the video. ये वीडियो सिर्फ टेक्निकल एनालिसिस पे है, लेकिन मैं वही the thing I wanted to showcase over here is maybe levels of 872 will act like a immediate resistance for Cumminsind India, and right now it's closed at 858 levels. So it had a good decent it was consolidating, and this was exactly the reason why Cumminsind India came in my radar some 2-3 days back. Because of this particular consolidation. See, previously वो जब भी इस channel में आता था, immediately it used to reverse, but this time it came to the channel and it was consolidating, which is a very good thing. And if we go for a lower time frame, so here we can see that the levels of 850 is going to act like a support, and going forward, maybe if the levels of 867 870 is taken out, then maybe Cumminsind India can move further and give us a very good move, provided there's a strength in Nifty. The second company I want to discuss is Berger Paints. ये कंपनी भी हमारे पार्ट 2 वीडियो में आई है. द पार्ट 2 वीडियो वो भी आपको अपर राइट हैंड कॉर्नर में मिल जाएंगी. वो पार्ट 2 वीडियो थी कि ऐसी कौन कंपनीज हैं जो बहुत अच्छी नैरो कंसोलिडेशन कर रही है, एंड मे बी इट इज़ गोइंग टू रिवर्स फ्रॉम हियर, एंड मे बी इट्स गोइंग टू गिव अस अ वेरी गुड मूव. सो दिस इज ऑन अ 2-hour चार्ट, एंड यू कैन सी द बर्जर पेंट हैज़ बीन वेरी मच इन बिटवीन 810 and 800. यही 10 रुपया के बीच में इट हैज़ बीन ट्रेडिंग. Going forward, I want to take a trade in this, and of course right now अभी बर्जर पेंट में कोई जिस तरह से पोजीशंस बनी हैं उसमें वही दिखा रहे हैं कि people who are shorting are not very much interested in carrying their shorts or carrying their positions, and maybe this is one of the stocks which will reverse and go towards high. And if it goes, then it will try to go towards 830 levels at 825 levels from 806 levels. अभी इसकी क्लोजिंग 806 में हुई है. So going forward, ये हमें कुछ 2% की मूव दे सकती है. Actually Berger Paint is one of the companies जिसमें long positions बनी थी previously. You can see there were a huge number of green candles, and there was a lot of very good move. We were able to capture a few of it, but the thing is right now it's stuck in a zone. It made an all-time high also, and right now ये 800 levels को easily breach नहीं कर रहा है. So going forward, since it's trading around about 806, so you can see this is from May onwards कि ये 790 से 840 या more precisely अगर आप देखो तो this is more of a zone for it. 830 इस रेंज में ही चल रहा है. There have been some abbreviations and some anomalies in this design where it tried to give a breakout but it failed, and now it's again consolidating. And so I think Berger Paint would be one of the companies which might be reversing very soon and trying to give us a good move, maybe given the sentiment of the Nifty. If it changes, we may see an all-time high also very soon. The third company I want to discuss is NTPC. So NTPC में जब हम लोग इसमें हम लोग मई में किए थे, it was in a channel and then it gave a very good breakout. You can see over here, और ये breakout देके फिर it was able to meet the target, and this was one of the trades we took. And then eventually you can see it has been facing a lot of problem in this zone, whereas it has been taking a support very well between 116, और ये फ्राइडे की क्लोजिंग भी 116 में ही हुई है. This is on again a 2-hour chart, so you can see that it started off from 119 and then it went towards 116, but it's not breaching 116. So going forward, 116 might be a good reversal zone for a company like NTPC. And from the data and the volume, we can see that absolutely is in a consolidating phase. और यहाँ पे जो breakdown भी आई 119 116, ये जो ₹3 की move आई, which corresponds to nearly 3% for this particular company. Still, it's there is absolutely the volume is not there, and hence this came in my radar. So I would be very much be interested in tracking 117 regions, because हम देख सकते हैं कि ये 116, 15 और 117 के बीच में ही इसको multiple times previously इसको support यहाँ पे मिल चुकी है multiple times, and again there was a big candle and it was able to all the shorters जहाँ पे ये short हुए थे, eventually it came and it's always getting some support, right? So going forward, definitely NTPC would be one of the companies in my radar, और मैं weekend study में ये stock में discuss भी किया हूँ, which has a potential to reverse, and this you will find in the part 2 of the video. The next company I want to discuss about is Gujarat Gas. Multiple times Gujarat Gas has been able to take very good support from 640 and 632 levels. So there have been multiple instances जहाँ पे वो इस region में आके reverse करती है, and this is exactly what it has happened. And this is on an hourly chart. We can see that it opened up from 654. It had a sell-off, but then eventually after the first candle it has been making higher lows and higher highs, but eventually in the very last candle it was able to close. So going forward, I think 640 zone is going to act like a very good support for it. Right now it's at 643-ish, and I think going forward, if 640 level is not breached, and I hope that it won't be, at least even if it goes below 640, then 635-ish, so there's a 5-10 points of a thing. Then going forward, maybe, and if on the upper side we can see that the 655 levels are breached, so maybe it will try to move up. Going forward, what I feel is, given the fourth part of the video, this is the third part, in the fourth part of the video मैं ये discuss करूँगा कि किस तरह से मैं निफ्टी का movement देख रहा हूँ, and definitely sentiment of the Nifty is also going to drive how this particular company is going to work. लेकिन मैं एक ही चीज़ बोल सकता हूँ कि when it was going down from the 700 all time high levels very soon, यहाँ पे कोई volume participation ही नहीं था, as a result of which it showcases that this is just a shakeout which is happening. And given that 640 has appeared like a very good support for so many instances, so maybe this will also work like a charm this time. So ये company 640 levels easily reverse करके 660 levels, and the worst case, in the best cases can go towards 670, which is more over 30 rupees. That's a 5% move, and this can come in a very short period of time. The next company I want to talk about is Pidilite, and this is also one of the companies I discussed which has a potential to reverse. So you can see that this was facing a resistance earlier in the very upper end of the channel, and then it corrected and it took a support over here, and this is on an hourly chart, and it's also happened in the last session that it started off on the channel, and then there was a very good sell-off. But the thing is, it was able to take support from this channel, and I particular situation right now is ये अगर 2142 levels को अगर breach करके ऊपर जा सके, so definitely it will be trying to go for 2161. अगर हम monthly chart देखते हैं, so it's already at a very all time high, and this is also one of the reasons. And you can see ये जो movements आई हैं, this is on a monthly basis, ये जो movement आई है, this has been always with a rising volume. So अगर आप देखते हो तो ये volume has always been rising over time, so which showcases that there's a lot of interest in Pidilite Industries, and going forward we should always be trying to buy it in dips and trying to hold it. Now if we go for a daily chart, you can see that it's in a very tight you can see it's in a very tight range, and so basically it's something, and this is something also similarly we can see in earlier instances where it enters into a very tight consolidation range, and then eventually a breakout comes and then it moves. So either you can take and make positions in the dips which come, or you can actually wait for a breakout and then follow the trend. So depending upon how and which way you want to say it. So for now I can say that 2100 is a very good support for Pidilite, and we have actually traded Pidilite in the last 1 or 2 sessions, and you will find that video in my channel जहाँ पे मैं Pidilite Industries के मैं trade और किस तरह से ये एक breakout दी थी, तो हम लोग वो किए थे. And the next company I want to talk about from where I can see is there's some scope of reversal is ONGC, and ONGC posted its result, and after that there was a big jump, but then eventually it has a sell-off. But going forward you can see that there's absolutely, as I always say, that you should also not only consider the price but also the volume. So from a volume perspective, ye jo moves aayi hain, they are not with a substantial volume, and hence the downfall from the channel from 125 is actually one of a very tough resistance, it seems, since last 2 sessions. और इसके बारे में मैं ट्वीट भी किया था कि ONGC as long as it's below below, it's not able to take 125, don't expect much of a move. But the good thing which happened in the session is there was a gap up which opening, and this actually got filled. And going forward you can see that ONGC, first of all, there is a huge boost in the sentiment, and second of all there is also a huge boost in the sector, and third is there's a huge boost in also the company like ONGC. So going forward I would be not surprised if ONGC is able to take out 125, because it's a 52 week which we traded earlier was 128, this one, and this was its 52 week high, and then eventually it formed a channel, and till then it's able to trade above the channel like over here. But the thing is, it has been facing some resistance about 125 regions. So as long as 125 is not broken, I don't see much of a dip coming in ONGC. Maybe it will go towards and get a support towards 120 regions over here. It's already trading near 121. So ONGC would be one of the potential candidates for a reversal for the next week. That's the last week of June. The next company I have is Power Grid, and this is also running. This is also from one very good sector which has a huge potential. The power sector, the energy and power sector, has been running really good, and you can see eventually that it made 252, which was an all-time high, because Power Grid is one of the very few companies which has the potential to breach and make new highs. So eventually whenever all-time high is made, eventually it falls, but so basically it's more like a buy in dips. But right now you can see that one of the levels, the reason why this came up is, if you can see, is this 225ish is a very good level for ONGC to get a support, and this is what it has done in multiple times in the past. And then eventually ONGC Power Grid gave a very good breakout, and this was the breakout trade we took, and so theoretically then it was able to sustain over 239 and 240 levels. So going forward I won't be surprised if the levels of 239 and 237 at least are met, and if it's able to sustain, then theoretically it can go for a much higher move. Going forward, I think it has made an all-time high at 250. So even if we are at 230 right now, so even if we are able to get 240, that's like 4-5% for this particular counter, and I think that's going to be a really good trade which we can take. If you look also in a weekly chart, just for so you can see that this is what I wanted to show you, is it has this particular range, and also if we go for here, say for example this one, so this 215 to 225 has acted like a resistance for so many months, for so many weeks, and eventually it gave a breakout. It then created a false breakout, and then it actually moved above. So I think going forward, psychologically the levels of 220 would be a very good safe region. You never know if there's a sudden dip in Nifty which comes in, so theoretically these companies you can get it round about at this support region of 220, and I would definitely want to be in the trade and try to make some positions in Power Grid, because with this company is not only creating it's not only moving, but it's also the sector is moving, and so I think a power grid has the potential to reverse from here. And the next company I want to discuss is Bandhan Bank. This is also true that Bandhan Bank has been facing a resistance, and this is on a daily chart, so you can see this has been ongoing since December last year. So for 6 months it has been trying to breach this particular channel, and this is only recently in the daily chart that in the 3-4 sessions it was able to breach it, and this also came with a huge good volume. And the very interesting pattern which you can see is over here is head and shoulders, and so sorry for my drawing skills. तो यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि it has given, and so this levels of 360 will be acting like a very good target for now. And if it is able to take 360, then of course it will try towards going towards 400 levels. So this is also one of the companies which I would be interested in. And if Bank Nifty is performing, and the thing is, this is on a daily chart, you can see it has entered into a very tight narrow consolidation on a daily chart, and this actually showcases that even if so this is this move which had a huge good volume, the one green candle which actually broke this channel, and after that the 4-5 sessions have passed, and we had some very good weakness in Nifty, but still it has not been able to devour. ये जो बड़ी candle है इसका half तक नहीं आ पाई है, though it's facing some resistance round about at 340 regions, but I think going forward अगर 350 या at least 345 348 levels अगर निकल जाती है, तो definitely it will go towards 360, which will be a very good 3-4% move. And this is one of the companies which I think can reverse from here, because it has been able to maintain and hold the 330 zone. So I think this is something which should be in your radar. And going forward, अगर ये breakdown आती भी है, I'm pretty sure that it will try to get a support around about a 325, and this is the reason why I added 325. इस region में उसको ये support मिल सकती है. The next company which I also discussed in the BTST, which was posted on 25th of June, half an hour before the market closing, is Canara Bank. And Canara Bank is also one of the companies which is showing some strength lately. So this is on a monthly chart. Of course, you can see there's a huge this is exactly the reason why I've mentioned in the BTST that you can see that there has absolutely whenever it goes up. The reason I wanted to draw this line was to showcase how much amount of wealth was destroyed. But no matter what, this is something very interesting right now. And why is this interesting? Because whenever it forms such an upper wick on a monthly channel, then eventually this is the time when you should be creating short position. And then eventually it went for a very nice tight consolidation over a period of month, and now you can see from a volume perspective there's a huge amount of volume participation. There was a breakdown from 220 levels. I remember I took the short trade and closed at 174 over here maybe, and then eventually this breakdown on a monthly is because of corona, and after that it entered again into a tight consolidation box, and now it's trying to move up. So going forward is if these volumes have to be believed and how they have actually been created, so maybe this is more of a medium term play rather than a breakout trade. But I think going forward, if the levels of 165 166 are taken out, so maybe this is one of the companies which can give a very good run towards 175. And this is also what has happened. 175 was previously support, and this is, if you look for a weekly chart, maybe actually this company has so much of a downfall. But if you open a weekly chart and if you scroll and if you find, because I remember I closed my position at 174, so this region is now acting like a resistance. But the good thing is this company has formed a good sort of pattern, and so the pattern has not yet completed. So I want to play this company for going for the pattern completion. So a dip towards 150 is something of a good thing. And going forward, if a Nifty bank is going to outperform Nifty, which it seems so theoretically this might be a very good zone. So this is one of the companies which I would suggest you to have. If you want, you can have it at 148 levels for now, and try to accumulate it in small thing, in small quantities. Another good thing which is happening, and why this particular stock came in my radar, is you see it had a sell off from 165 and it went towards 140, which is 20 rupees down, which is like a huge percentage for a stock trading at 160. But you see, this is not accompanied by volume, and when I did a weekend study, I think that this might be one of the companies which will reverse soon. So if you want to trade the momentum, I think 156 would be a very good level for us, and maybe from 156 it will go towards 160 and 162 eventually. So I think this might be one of the companies which may give us a very good intraday trade for now, and maybe we are going to make some money out of it. So technically this looks good, but the problem for me is the fundamentally. I think from a PSU bank, so no one is going to miss State Bank of India if it dips, compared to putting your money in Bank of Baroda or Canara Bank, for example. The next company I want to do is the CUB, and here one of the things I'm seeing is there's a lot of tweets in the market about the potential breakup and all these things, the breakout which is going to happen. But one of the things I wanted to showcase is on a monthly chart. You can see that there's, or in a weekly chart maybe this will be, yeah, exactly. So here you can see that it had a huge breakdown, and this was due to corona, and then it entered into a very tight consolidation. यहाँ पे ये कंसोलिडेट कर रहा था, और फिर ये ब्रेकआउट आई, और फिर अभी जाके ये चैनल के मल्टीपल टाइम्स, यहाँ पे इतने बार चैनल्स को ये फेस करके नीचे गिरी है. And this is exactly what also happened last week. We traded from 177 to 179, जो मैंने ट्वीट भी किया था, and that came in a half an hour. So we were very lucky. But going forward, I think the way this has been facing resistance around about this channel with so many multiple times. So maybe we have to track how it behaves near 170 region, or if it goes below 170, then again this would be a failed sort of attempt. But if it's able to hold 170, then I think 177, 179 levels would be actually one of the very good levels जहाँ से ये breakout दे सकती है. But I won't be होल्डिंग माई ब्रेथ फॉर इट. मतलब मैं अभी ये भी नहीं बोलूँगा कि ये ब्रेकआउट आनी चाहिए. इसमें मुझे रादर अ ब्रेक डाउन ही दिख रही है फ्रॉम द डेटा एंड हाउ दिस इज़ गोइंग. बट यू नेवर नो, बिकॉज दिस कंपनी में जब जनरली मैं सिटी यूनियन बैंक में कभी ट्रेड नहीं किया था, और जो मैंने फर्स्ट ट्रेड किया वो यही ट्रेड मैंने फर्स्ट किया. 176 177 से 179 तक गई थी. और सो बट इट लुक्स लाइक देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट राइट नाउ ऑन दिस कंपनी, and let's see. So this is why it came up in my radar. And Reliance, I have already posted a video in Reliance जो आपको अपने मेरे चैनल में मिल जाएगा. So thanks a lot for listening. This is all I have for you folks. These are few of the companies in my radar, and maybe this will show some really good, give some really good trading opportunities. And given the sentiment of the market, not only that you have to so for me the strategy right now is to find the companies where positions are being made and try to enter rather than chasing a breakouts, because chasing a breakout is I think is not going to work, at least from the way the data looks right now. Thanks a lot for listening, and have a nice Sunday, and best of luck for your Monday trading. Bye bye.